Okay, um, what's up? What's up, guys? Mike, El Gato. Okay, perfect. What's up? What's up, guys? Let me just do some adjustments. I don't see my phone camera. Why? Why? Okay, now we do. What are you doing, guys? I'm just downloading the final updates. Let's discover it together. Let's see. They said that there is a lot of new content. Let's see it together. Okay, let's go. Wait a moment. Okay, we are back. We are back. How can I adjust? Okay. Bit more like this. I think it's good. Just a little bit down. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay, we can go. We are good to go. Let's discover. Okay, what do we have? We need to
So here we are, a new chapter begins, new heroes will arise, new legends will be written. It is time to turn the page. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So off we go then. Madrid have gone with what looks like an orthodox 4-4-2, Jim.
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed.
Here's the header! That was superb goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Tries to pass it through. He's picked his way through. That is a brilliant interception. Over to the left. João Pedro. And that has been slung wide. Now it's João Pedro. He's got away. And he was alert to it.
Well, just when you think you've got Eden Hazard, Peter, he opens up another box of tricks entirely.
And that's the thrill about him, isn't it? Every time you come and watch him play, he seems to come up with more and more surprises.
Well, I mean, that's the key to the job, isn't it? Find a different way of doing the same thing, and that he basically excels at. He's fantastic once he comes inside. Anything is possible.
Now it's João Pedro. Driving forward, and he plays one through. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. Oh, nicely intercepted. Savinho. He is through here. And he cuts out the supply. So it is still 0-0. And that's really well manoeuvred. Oh, that looks a good ball through. Mbappe! They've scored! Madrid have fired themselves in front.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Great ball if he can get there.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Pobega.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Alexander-Arnold. Possession football, Jim. We're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to show for the ball. You can't shy away from it. You can't hide. You have to front up in a setup like this, and everyone is doing just that.
You make it sound so simple. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. He has found the way through. Messi. 15 minutes till half-time. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's João Pedro. Vinicius Junior.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
And he's found a way past. Real chance here. Madrid claiming a corner, and the referee concurs. it gets the job done. Algeria have the chance to go the other way. And here's Vinicius, shoots! Spread out to the left. He intercepts the throw, that's well read. Ball's out, it'll be a throw in again. And that's aimed into the middle. Messi.
Algeria certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Messi. Well, that is one way to stop him. And here's Mbappe. Pobega. Quality ball. And it's Messi. And here's Azar. Mbappe. Shapes to shoot. And sticks it away. Camavinga. Passing is crisp and sharp. Great vision. Shot could be on. And a chance! Sticks it away! And there it is, his 10th goal, his first mini-milestone. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far. So it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
Algeria are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. Algeria get the ball rolling for the second period. Pobega plays a sharp little ball here. Hangs in across. Vinicius Junior has another go. Oh, there's a probing ball. Messi. Oh, well measured. Savinho. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
He's had a shot! Goal! And they've got their lead back. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Madrid take the lead. Vinicius Junior will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, that shot a goal! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Still they trail, and time is ticking away. Now it's Mbappe. Messi. Oh, super ball. Chance for a shot! And that's caused a worry or two.
Well, to put it this way, he's probably made better decisions. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Savinho. Mbappe. Good ball, good take. That's a good ball. Algeria really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Now Now it's Mbappe. Madrid can breathe again. Just.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made.
He gets big. They've done it. What remarkable powers of recovery.
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly...
Decent chance! Now it's Mbappe. Pobega gets across to intercept that. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now it's João Pedro. And he's searching. Can he finish? It's a goal! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Time then for the first substitution of the game. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Mbappe, and he's managed to get
That
free.
was lovely, that.
Mbappe. Rudiger deals with that comfortably. Takes a shot! They've scored! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
Algeria take a two-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do. And
Real chance! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. This their second corner of the game. Oh, and that is really good tenacity. Algeria have their third corner. And now a sudden chance to counter. Savinho. Now it's João Pedro. And he's had it nicked away. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. It's a promising position. Opts to play it back. Barnes! Loose ball now, and there's a chase onto it. There's the shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Savinho might just make this. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Carvajal. Carvajal going full steam ahead down the left flank. Now it's Mbappe. 4 extra minutes added on. Savinho. That ball looks a good one. He's found a way through. Picked out brilliantly. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Here's Pobega. Azar. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. João Pedro taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. What a turnaround. Victory from the jaws of defeat. Enjoy that, Jim.
Well, I've just got to give them great credit for the way in which they've managed to turn this around. Going behind seemed to strengthen their resolve.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the more productive players around, despite being a defender. When you look at his stats and see his contributions, you can realise how key a player he really is. And I suppose in many ways you can call him the perfect example of the modern fullback.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. João Pedro, decent progress down the left. Cross into the box. Oh, there's a probing ball. And the counter is on. it into space. No, that's been intercepted. Sends it crossfield. Could try cutting inside here. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Now it's Barcola. Algeria controlling the possession in this early phase. Played out towards the right wing. And here's Wirtz. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Now it's João Pedro. Rodrigo plays a sharp little ball here. He's found a way through. Great chance! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And we have our very first corner. And it's hoisted clear. Distributed tidily. Barella with the cross. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Savinho. He's under a lot of pressure there. Can he get on the end of this? Algeria are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Robertson flashes it across. It's gone in, and it is an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count. And the shot! He scores! And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs. And when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
That is good alertness. And it's Messi. Now it's Mbappe. He's found a way past. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Not the most accurate pass. Messi. And he stands tall, impenetrable. Alexander-Arnold calmly anticipates. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Chance for a shot! Really well taken goal. And again they hit the front. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the number...
He's one-on-one! Oh, shooting chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? Shot could be on, and he shoots! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. Barella played down the flank. Wirtz in acres of space out wide. He's picked his way through. And played crossfield, changing the point of attack. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. And it's Barella. Wirtz tries a shot! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Oh, there's the clearance. Out to the right. Plays it across. And he can clear it away. Cucurella made a surge from fullback, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Oh, shapes to shoot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Nicely weighted ball. Wirtz. He is through here. João Pedro Good driving run. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Threads one in, and here's Messi. Good take, and can he finish? It's in! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life...
And that'll be the last act of the first half.
Algeria are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
Algeria are broadly in charge, but the contest is still alive at 3-1. Here we go again. Oscar Mingueza. Wirtz. Now that looks a decent ball. There's the shot! Messi. Camavinga. Now it's Mbappe. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Tries to play it through. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Decent chance! In he goes again! Yes! And the lead is extended still further. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
It's starting to look like a done deal now. Now it's Messi. Asensio was in no mood for any of that. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him. That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And that has been cut short. Now it's João Pedro. He might be in here. Aimed beyond the defence. He's had a shot! Goal! Results no longer in doubt. It's just about how many.
That's just downright fabulous. Both the disguise and the control, and then that gentle scoop.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. And a chance! Sticks it away! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Algeria are having a ball here.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Oh, that climbs up big! They've done it! And it adds further to a heavily one-sided scoreline. This is getting punishing.
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
And that's it. So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, we're on the way. Philip Lahm, Jim Beglin, one of the greatest fullbacks ever, perhaps.
Oh, without doubt, Peter. He's definitely in that category when it comes to legendary play.
He rises! He will be livid with himself. That's a good ball out wide. Camavinga. Great vision. Maldini cuts it out. Khan punts it upfield. Messi. Looking for options for movement. And he's only too happy to take that back. Messi! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Alexander-Arnold goes short. He's had a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Mallorca are looking to go forward now. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Spread it left. Now it's Rafinha. He has found the way through. Lahm. Oh, that's well spotted. And this is Drogba. That's gone for a throw-in. And it's Ronaldinho. And he's intervened well there. Neither side yet able to find the net. That is good alertness. Plays a sharp little ball here. Robertson. And Messi! And it's come back out to him. And oh, he's got that completely wrong. Played out to the right. Now it's João Pedro.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Looking to play him in. Oh, played right into his path. Camavinga, out to the right. Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. Tries to play it through. It's a promising position. Can he spark a counter here? Pinches it off him. Rafinha. Rafinha goes on a run down the left wing. And it's been given away. Pass is just off target. Oh, given away. And he whips. He's got tall. In he goes again. He's delivered all right. He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
A 1-0 lead established.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Now it's João Pedro. Lahm spots it and intercepts.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Rafinha. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Messi, ploughing through the middle. Ronaldinho. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Hazard. Oh, what a ball! That's a bad place to challenge. What's he giving? And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. Algeria with this to level it up. That is quite remarkable.
I never really looked comfortable over that. I had a feeling this might happen.
He's picked his way through. Oh, it's come loose. Lam got a long way forward to join the attack. That could spell trouble. Adams. He's away. Now this could be a chance. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. He's given the time to pick a pass. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, played through for the wide man. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Oh, nicely intercepted. Rafinha. And here's Rafinha. Oh, that's nice. Rafinha puts a cross in.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
And we hit half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves. Too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
And the action is back on the way.
Algeria can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Now it's João Pedro. Well, that's beautifully weighted.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Spread neatly. Pass somewhat off target. Oh, well played, well played. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Back into the middle.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Played out towards the right wing. Mbappe! Oh, he's bustling through here! Chance, surely!
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Oh, Mbappe! It's in! And that takes him up to double figures. The first significant goal-scoring landmark. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Just about up to the hour now. De Jong, a player so deservedly decorated with praise, and he's having a go! Oh, that was close. Oh, terrible pass. Algeria, perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Now it's Messi. Messi unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. Great ball if he can get there. Oh, face to face. And the shot! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Mbappe clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Corner number 2 then. Well, that has not gone well. Threads one in. He's having a shot! They've done it! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Algeria get themselves into the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on? Or even better, can they get another?
He gets a ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Played out to the left flank. Now it's Barnes. Khan gets his hands on it and the danger is averted.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Oh, important interception. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Algeria clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
No way through. Azar. And this is Drogba. No, that's been intercepted. Nicely spread. Oh, that's fabulous. Lahm wins the duel this time. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And he's picked it up out wide. Alexander-Arnold with the clearance.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Cafu, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's Drogba! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Drogba actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Into stoppage time, very little left on it. And this is Drogba. Azar conjures time and space where few can. Kamavinga. And that will be it. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. João Pedro claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
What a game. What a show of character. It wasn't looking good at one stage. It was quite flat.